Hi everybody, Q here from Bot Radio Network. In the last video, I talked about triggering events and how that plays into the consumer's buying cycle for your product or service. The one tip that I kept repeating was once you start advertising, don't stop. I wanted to follow up on that concept, especially as Oklahoma starts to feel the pinch in the economy. When times get tough, the first thing a lot of businesses cut is their advertising. In its April 20th, 2009 issue, the New Yorker magazine published an article titled Hanging Tough. That article tells the Depression-era story of two prepackaged cereal companies that you've probably heard of, Kellogg's and Post. Now, while ready-to-eat cereal had been around for a while in the 1920s, most of America wasn't sold on it being a real alternative to oatmeal or cream of wheat. So when the Great Depression hit and no one knew what would happen with consumer demand, Post did what you'd expect. They cut back on their advertising. But do you know what Kellogg's did? Now remember, this is during the Great Depression of the 1920s. So during this dark financial time, Kellogg's actually doubled its ad budget, moved aggressively into radio advertising, which is my favorite part of the story, and heavily pushed its new cereal, Rice Krispies. Now, according to the article, by 1933, even as the economy was cratering, Kellogg's profits were up almost 30%. Hey, I get it. When you're a small business owner and there's uncertainty in the market and the economy, you control what you can control. You try to cut losses and improve short-term results. And if your perspective on advertising is that it's a necessary evil instead of a toolbox, the advertising budget is one of the first things to go. I understand where you're coming from, but think about Kellogg's before you do. And think about how Texas Instruments introduced the transistor radio in the recession of 1954, or how Apple launched the iPod in 2001. Start, don't stop. Get that equity position. Always be telling people about your product or service and how it can make their lives better, because their triggering event could happen today. Opportunity is now here. Are you ready for it? I'm Quentin with Bot Radio Network.